So what is 500 mutual friend experiment and how does anybody do it? So it's a simple experiment to measure what happens to you if you add 500 of my Facebook friends. So you go to facebook.com/rehan33/friends, and then my whole friend list opens. Then you click on all, and then you just add randomly as many people as you can. But before you do that, you need to make sure that your profile has your name correctly spelled in English so that people who you're trying to add can read your name, has a bio, like there's an option in Facebook called bio. You can line a one-liner, who are you? So my bio says, let me read it for you. I work on creating mindset that allows common Pakistanis to increase their income to rupees 100,000 a month. That's my one-liner. It explains what I'm doing, why I'm, basic information, but you can do it as ever you like. Under that, there's options to write on where do you work, where do you study, and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people don't add this information, but if somebody goes and actually writes your name on Google and write your company name, your LinkedIn ID will pop up. And in the LinkedIn, you have everything. So you're basically like 10 seconds away from discovering that person, or somebody can discover you. So if you're basically scared of stalkers or somebody who is going to hurt you, they can Google you. They can actually find out more information about you. But a stranger who you're actually approaching, hello, please be my friend, it's not going to happen. If you're wearing an underwear or not really showing enough information and approach a stranger and he's not in a swimming pool or she's not in a swimming pool, it's not going to turn out really well. So in Facebook, your information is your power. You need to make sure that your information is as much there as possible. Where do you work? What is your work about? What is your position there? Add a few things. Where did you go to school? Where did you grow up? Where do you live? It will not hurt you. I'm not going to ask you to publish your number, your street address. Don't do that. But do list where which city do you live. If you live in, say, New York, there's like another 10 million people there. So how does it hurt? If you are don't want to list your company, but as I said, if you have a LinkedIn ID, then they will discover you. So better put it out there. The first liner, the introduction section, is the best because that's all people are going to give you time, unless you're a pretty girl. They get to be added easily. So a lot of people add people. Put a fake photo, and that doesn't really work. They're not really becoming your friends. So don't do that. Put your clear face photo where people, and there's a smile. Beside eating apple, there's other work for your teeth. You can show them. They're pretty. Even if you don't have them, it's even more pretty. Put it there because that's who you are. You're trying to become a friend with someone, with the person who you are, not it doesn't matter if you have teeth or no teeth, or look good or not. Yes, we think about ourselves like that, but that's how it happens. So what's an experiment? The experiment is how you change after adding 500 of my Facebook friends who are not from your own country. And then after that, you have to go and interview using something like StreamYard.com or BeLive TV or Facebook. Facebook Live function has an option to get a guest in there, but have random conversation with random 20 people about life, about anything, and each conversation will be 30 minutes long. What will happen after this? So after this, you will start to change inside you. You will see a change happening inside you, and this is what I wanted to measure. So I did it with 500 people. I gave away around 500 laptops and interviewed them and asked them, how did it change your life? So it has changed a lot of people's life. It's still changing a lot of people's life. Now it has become a methodology for me to have even a conversation with someone. So as they do this, if somebody wants to do business with me or want to have a meeting with me, I ask them to go and add 50 of my friends as a step one, to show that they're really serious about meeting me. And majority of the people who ask to meet me on Facebook are not somebody who are CEOs of large companies or something which I can learn something from. They want to be, they approach me because they want to learn something from me. And similarly to you also, majority of the world users of social media is younger generation. And if they're approaching you, that's great. I'm very happy that these people approach me, but they take a lot of my time and they're not ready to listen. They're not ready to adapt. They're not ready to unlearn and learn. They think they are, but they're like small little children. They don't know what they don't know. So as a teacher, I kind of force them or bend their hand to, if they are serious about meeting me and if they think I have value, follow my method. And the method is go add 50 of my Facebook friends. And that becomes like the doughing process. So it's like taking the wheat and adding water and adding salt and then preparing the dough. So once they have 500 friends and they have done 20 interviews, I request them to change their name. What is that supposed to mean? So I asked them if they have discovered themselves, because as I explained in the book and the video, that the whole process will allow you to discover yourself. And as you discover yourself, you will find what are you most passionate about. And if you are most passionate about virus and you want to get rid of a future pandemic, why don't you associate yourself to it? When you go to a college or university, you have to make a decision. What do you want to study? What is your bachelor going to be in? What is your master's going to be in? What is your PhD going to be in? And it sticks with you for the rest of the life. But my suggestion in the world of attention, where the attention is the real currency, and what gets talked about gets done, what gets talked about has a higher value, is to change your name and become a goldsmith or a silversmith or a virus smith or a tomato smith or a mango smith or a computer smith. In our language, we call it a wala, like a smith, like somebody who is doing something for that. So you can become a mango wala or a tomato wala or a agriculture wala, something which distinguishes you from everyone else. How is you, Rehan, any different than any other Rehan? How are you, John Smith, different than any other John Smith? So I have this wonderful friend. His name is Paul Jones, which is a very common name, and he changed his name to Paul Jones Entrepreneur. And on his passport, he has now officially the name Paul Jones Entrepreneur. So he changed his name, and that shows me that he is serious about who he is. And if you are not serious about who you are, why should anybody else in the world be serious about who you are? If you're serious about yourself, people will take you seriously. If you're not serious about yourself, nobody's going to take you seriously. And if you take yourself seriously and you're willing to walk the path for a few years, people will take you seriously, because eventually you will get the attention which you seek. I have a friend of mine, her name is Ziani, and she found me because she wrote Allah on Facebook. And she was probably looking for Allah on Facebook. She didn't find him, but she found me. And we became very good friends. She started to work with me. One of the best friends I've ever had. Just because my name happened to be Allah. So similarly, if somebody's looking for fruits, if somebody's looking for mango, if somebody's looking for agriculture information, virus information, and if they type virus and you are working to eradicate the viruses from the world or do something about it, why is your name not Virus Smith? It should be, because then you will be very easily found on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Google, and Twitter, and etc. It becomes your identity, and it becomes something to talk about. And as I said, attention is the new currency, nothing else. Eventually, we will be able to measure. Even today, we get measured by the amount of followers and likes we get on the stuff, because it's the currency. You're able to get attention span, like Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola gets our attention, McDonald's get our attention because it's everywhere, so it has more value. And then similarly, you can have more value just by changing your name. So that's the 500 mutual fund experiment.